familial tradition that they've somehow experienced epigenetically. And there's all this stuff going on. But the problem in this instance is that in those hands are like rockets and bombs and jets and tanks and guns and rifles and all those things. And the last thing you can do as a preschool teacher is to walk into the room and start yelling at the little kids. You're bad, wrong, terrible. All the little kids are going to think is, who's that really mean person? They don't register bad, wrong, terrible. They don't know what those words mean. All they know is, who's that really mean person? We need to get rid of that really mean person. And how will they get rid of that really mean person? Any way they can. Remember early in today's class I said, if you spend your life doing that, that complete opposition thing, you will spend your life incarcerated. Because that's how they get rid of really mean people in preschool Earth. If you think about it, is every cell in your body the same age? The skin cells live about 60 days. Blood cells live about 112 days. The deep bone marrow and the nerve cells live to about 18 years. But no cell of your body is older than 18 years and thereabouts. But all the cells of your body have different roles, and all the cells of your body are of a different age. And the only thing that causes your body to age is memory. A cell passes on memory as well as its genetic pattern. Not everybody on Earth is the same evolutionary age. Because this is not the only Earth that is taking place. And we don't spend every one of our lifetimes on this planet. There are planets all over the multiverse. There's one universe here, and one universe here, and one universe, and it's just countless. I mean, infinity is a big place. And so consequently, the material construct within infinity is rather countless. I mean, it's like large. So it's a multiverse. And you incarnate here and there and everywhere, but you tend to gather a tribe, and you follow each other through incarnations because you have similar destinations. And we're all here on planet Earth. And there is this ancient ratio of what it is for people to be on a planet at this particular time. And you represent 3.3%, 1 in 30 of the world's population. 1 in 30 of the world's population is reachable and teachable. And if you look at the ratio throughout the world of teacher to students in a school, the most common ratio is 1 teacher and 30 students. And most teachers say that when they get over 30 students, it's very hard to work with. And this is a ratio that's embedded in the system. This isn't a ratio that was picked out of a hat. This is a ratio that's embedded in the system. So there are 7 billion people on this earth. And there are 331 million people that are reachable and teachable. And if over the next several decades we actually are able to reach and ignite that teacher in those 331 or 351 or whatever it becomes as the population expands, we achieve the leverage that is needed to actually turn this planet around. Yogi Bhajan always used to say, the race is on, but the race is fixed. Fixed in our favor, based on the fact that the nature of the universe, the nature of the multiverse, is balance. The nature is balance. Right now, the condition is out of balance. So if the nature is balanced and the condition is out of balance, it means that we're not tuning into the cosmic nature, correct? So what we do in this classroom is we do those things physically, we do those things emotionally, we do those things psychologically, we do those things existentially that tune us into the nature of the cosmos, which is balance. How many in here know how to ride a bike? Somebody, but you don't know how to ride a bike? Get one. What is it they say about riding a bike? Once you learn, you... And do you know why that is? Because you actually never learned how to ride a bike. No one said, when you get on the bike, do 2 of these and 1 of these every so often. But when you're learning, or so called, how to ride a bike, that's kind of what you do, right? What you're actually achieving when you end up riding a bike is you forget that you can't. And the way in which you forget that you can't ride a bike is something that you forget forever. Because the nature of the cosmos is balance. And so when you get on a bike and you tune in, pretty soon you're riding your bike and you're doing this and you're waving. Before you learn, you're like, don't bother me. It's like working hard. But once you acknowledge the fact that you're balanced, it's like, hello, everybody. Whoa, balance is. And the same thing occurs in life. Once you begin to learn that if you have a really gruesome genetic challenge facing you, and it's appearing in the form of someone that appears to be other than you, that if you embrace it, if you get really curious, suddenly there appears a balance. And once there's a balance, the messenger has already delivered successfully the message. That ogre will no longer be in your world. As a matter of fact, that ogre will take on a new persona. And so what we end up doing is we end up, instead of time being something that we think arrives, like tomorrow is waiting just on the other side of midnight. Isn't that a crazy thought? That like tomorrow with all of its components is like waiting. Tomorrow doesn't even exist. Tomorrow is a projection of a time is an illusion. We make it up. We make it up. But what is existing in every moment is the exact map to our enlightenment. And if we meet these moments, which are sometimes called past and now or present and future, if we meet these moments and we actually can make a choice of thought, can make a choice of feeling, and we get better as we learn how to make those choices, we get better at choosing thought and choosing feeling. I can remember last night driving to class. I had an ancient urge because I spent more than 3 nanoseconds after the light had turned green to step on the accelerator. And the person right behind me honked. And I have a middle finger like everyone else. And my immediate urge, just so beautiful. I mean, it's like, oh, an opportunity. Isn't it? Isn't it? Huh?
Oh, my God.
I mean, let's not fool ourselves. It's a great joy to flip someone off. Especially if you're in a car that they can't catch. Right? It's a great joy. So it was like, whoa! And my head came back on the steering wheel. And I turned to my wife and I said, geez, that's improvement. Not that I flip people off all the time, but when someone is that obnoxious, they deserve it, don't they? Are we together on this? But I just love the moment of, wow. There was this ancient urge, and I tell you, I don't flip people off a lot, but when I do, I enjoy it as much as you do. And nobody can talk me out of that enjoyment. You know? It's like a small child with this massive amount of chocolate. I'm like, this is good stuff. But the joy that I had in that reattaching myself to the steering wheel. And the next thought I had was, wow, that person has no idea what they just missed. Because when you dress like this and you flip somebody off, I'm sure people have the oddest sensation. So that's what they are. And that's what we have to do in each moment. That's what we have to do in each moment. We have to have that ability to really go to making a choice.